Yes, sir. Can have your wives and girlfriends or husbands and boyfriends wondering why you're spending so much time with those scary Alvarez. I used to talk to you all once every couple of weeks. I'm talking to you almost every day. It's exciting. It's like it's The Sopranos, and I'm Lauren Bracco. So happy to fill that gap for you. Today's topic is going to be a little bit different toned than yesterday's. Yesterday's was the Billy Edwards Jr. show. I think I was a pretty optimistic take on it. Pretty exciting. Good to have the kid in the fold, as the kids say. Today's going to be a little different. It is transfer portal related, though. And I want to be clear before I say this. Please like and subscribe. Mostly subscribe, but if you like. As I always say, if you hate, like. Either way. Helps old Scary Alvarez pop up here. So you're not getting, 1982, Madison Memorial talent show breakdancing competitions and things like that. Trust me, this is an upgrade. So I want to talk about the transfer portal. And what I want to talk about is kind of a look in the mirror situation where, as a fan, you look how you consider the guys we get in, and then as a fan, you look at how you treat the guys who leave. And I'm not saying two fans are the same. And I'm not saying this is not a moral failing on anyone's part. It's human nature. But here's what I'm observing, and here's why I think people need to kind of, get over it. When a Wisconsin Badger, with the exception of guys who are super deep buried in the roster, guys who are never going to play, backup, seventh string receiver, backup long snapper, seventh quarterback, people are usually very gracious when they depart. Good luck, buddy. Hey, Cole LaCrew, you my guy. Looking out for the Cole McCrew train heading out of Madison. Good for you. That's great. I'm not suggesting you're not being sincere when you do those things. I probably have too. It's great. You root for a kid. But it's very different than when a guy like Tresh Kekahuna before he came back, or more recently, Will Pauling. Most fans are pretty cool. Thanks, blah, blah, blah. But it's a pretty, and I'm not just talking about how they react to hearing the news or how they're responding to their Instagram posts, but it's a lot more hand-wringing. Where's the loyalty? Thought he was our guy. What are you doing? Madison's great. Got a new coordinator. Things like that it's almost like we're taking this personally. This young man's decision to better his life, kind of similar in some ways to Chucky Hepburn's. He might make more money. Maybe they have a better route to playing time or more touchdowns or more catches. Who knows? Who knows what the calculus is? But there's some reason that they're doing this. And there's a pretty good chance that they have thought about what their particular situation is a hell of a lot more than you have thought about it on their behalf. So I'm pretty deferential. Now, does that mean it doesn't hurt? Look, when Will Pauling, when I found out he entered the portal today, it felt like a little bit of a gut punch. I mean, it's nothing personal. I like the kid. By all accounts, great teammate. Man of faith. Played hard. Not the season he wanted in 24, but the potential is there. We saw it in 23. He's a guy. He's a starter. Okay? And he hit the portal. And I was kind of bummed. But I thought about it, and I'm like, hey, man, this is Will Pauling's life. Good for him. Hope he finds a place that's happier. But taking it to a 10,000-foot view, it's a little bit like, I thought he was a Badger. Came in with Fickle. What's going on here? Okay, let's put a pin in that. Flip it around. Just an absolute avalanche of transfer portal commits yesterday for the Badgers, all over the place. Got defensive line, safety, kid from Richmond. Just, bang, 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 long snapper. Got new quarterback coming in, Billy. Billy the Kid. I don't recall one fan going, man, well, it's good he's at Wisconsin, but what about his last place? That what's it's kind of disruptive. What's going on here? Of course he didn't. It was like, welcome to Madison. Hell yeah, Billy the Kid. Chow. New Badgers for life. None of that is bad. It's all good. It's exciting. It's part of the portal that's exciting, is landing a guy. Probably one you don't know a hell of a lot about, but, go with it. But it's just interesting to me, just purely from a psychological perspective, to kind of compare and contrast those two different emotions for something that is exactly the same. One kid leaving your program, one kid coming in. The reasons are probably vast, depending on what the situation is, but basic reasons. Kid wants to get more playing time, maybe. Maybe if he goes down a bit, maybe the kid wants to, jump up from FCS, as a number of these guys are, just try their hand in the Big Ten. All good. I'm not judging these things. These are good decisions. Maybe the Badger offered more money than the other program was. Maybe. Not so sure about that. But anyway, you catch my drift, though. Okay. And again, no one has done anything wrong. I'm just observing this and wondering if we all can't take a little bit of a step back and give a little bit of grace to guys who are in the portal and leave Wisconsin, a little more than we do, because it's sometimes it's personal, but it probably isn't personal. It's personal to the guy in his life, in his future, his family. And there were I don't want to single anyone out, but accounts there like, these people are leaving Wisconsin. They're going to go to inferior academic institutions. Like, buddy, just slow your roll a little bit here, okay? These are like 20-year-olds who, yes, every transfer doesn't go to a school as good as Wisconsin. That's going to happen sometimes. But they have a dream that they have been pouring themselves into since they were a kid. They want to play college football. Maybe get more of an opportunity, more snaps. And that might take them to places that are different and not as good academically as Madison, Wisconsin, as the University of Wisconsin. Give them a little grace. I mean, it seems very self-centered to go and try and lecture these 20-year-olds. Oh, they don't know what's going on. They don't know. They need a lesson in life, and they need to stay and get their education at Wisconsin and never get in a game. Or, I feel like you need to kind of look in the mirror and say these things and see, maybe you can set this one out. I don't know. And that's not to say you can never criticize a decision. I mean, we're all fans. We have opinions. But I just feel like especially in this era, this transfer portal era we're in now, easy come, easy go. I think just give the kids a pat in the back and wave, and wish the best for them. I don't, especially when you're throwing confetti in the air and having a parade when new guys are leaving their school to come here. Okay. This just is the way it is now. So let's wish the best to the kids leaving, not to get too freaked out about it. Be happy for the new guys, make them feel like Badgers, and just remember, these are the lives of adults. I call them kids, but they're 19, 20, 21, 22, sometimes older. They're just trying to do the best for themselves. Let's give them a little grace. All right, Badgers. Talk to y'all soon. I'm sure there'll be more transfer portal shenanigans in store on Wednesday, and Scary will be here for you for those.